This isn't about anger or rejection. It's about completion. It's about honoring what was and then releasing it so you can step fully into what's next. Some of the cords you cut today were formed in love. Some were formed in pain. Some were formed so long ago you don't even remember creating them. It doesn't matter how they formed. What matters is whether they're still serving you. Welcome to the Reality Revolution. I'm your host, Brian Scott. Today's activation is cutting the cord. You are connected to more than you realize. Right now, as you listen to this, there are invisible threads running from your energy field to people, places, memories, and old versions of yourself. Some of these connections serve you, they feed you, they support your growth and your creations. Others are draining you. They're siphoning your life force, pulling your attention backward, keeping you tethered to realities you've outgrown. Every day, the energy that could be going toward your creations is leaking out through your old attachments. This is a conversation about cutting those cords, about reclaiming the energy that has been scattered across old relationships, old places, old identities, about gathering yourself back, about becoming whole again, so you can create from your full power. Cord cutting sounds dramatic, and in some ways it is. You're about to sever connections that have been running for years, sometimes decades. You're about to take back energy you forgot you gave away. You're about to become more fully yourself than you've been in a long time. But this isn't about anger or rejection. It's about completion. It's about honoring what was and then releasing it so you can step fully into what's next. Some of the cords you cut today were formed in love. Some were formed in pain. Some were formed so long ago you don't even remember creating them. It doesn't matter how they formed. What matters is whether they're still serving you. You get to choose what you stay connected to. That's your power as a conscious creator. You get to decide who and what has access to your energy field. Today you're exercising that power. Let's talk about how these cords actually work. Every time you have a significant interaction with someone or something, an energetic connection forms. It's like a thread of light extending from your field to theirs. This is natural. This is how humans bond, relate, share experience. In healthy relationships, energy flows both ways through these cords. You give, they give. There's reciprocity. The connection nourishes both people. These aren't the cords we're cutting today. The cords we're cutting are different. They're the ones where energy flows only one direction out of you. They're the connections that take without giving. They're the threads that keep you bound to what was, even when what was no longer exists. These draining cords form in various ways. Sometimes they form through trauma. Something painful happened with a person or in a place, and part of your energy got stuck there. You've moved on physically, but energetically a piece of you stayed behind, still trying to process, still trying to heal, still trying to understand. Sometimes they form through unfinished business. A relationship ended without a closure. A situation was never resolved, and the cord stays active, waiting for a completion that may never come in the physical world. Sometimes they form through guilt or obligation. You feel responsible for someone, you feel like you owe them something. And that sense of debt creates a cord that continually drains you, even when the person isn't actively in your life. Sometimes they form through identity. You were someone in a particular place with particular people during a particular time, and even though you've grown beyond that version of yourself, the cords to that old identity remain, keeping you partially anchored in who you used to be. These cords are real. This is not a metaphor. Anyone who's sensitive to energy can feel them, can see them. The pull towards certain people, the heaviness around certain memories, the drain that happens when you think about certain places or times. And they're affecting your ability to create, because the energy flowing out through these cords is energy that could be going toward your new reality. Every leak weakens your signal, every drain reduces your creative power. Let's be honest about what these cords are costing you. First, there's the energy cost. You have a finite amount of life force available each day. When significant portions of that energy are flowing out through old attachments, there's less available for creating, for living, for being present in your actual life. You might feel tired without knowing why, depleted even after a full night's sleep, like you're running at 60% when you should be at 100. That's often the energy leaking out through the cords you forgot you had. Then there's the frequency cost. Those old attachments carry their own vibration. When you're corded to something painful, the pain bleeds into your field. When you have attached to old trauma, the trauma continues to color your frequency. You're trying to hold the vibration of your new reality, but these cords keep pulling your frequency down, back toward the old. It's like trying to tune a radio to a new station while an old station keeps bleeding through. You can't get a clear signal. There's the attention cost. Part of your consciousness is always tending to these connections, thinking about that person, processing that situation, replaying that memory. Even when you're not consciously doing it, background processes are running, consuming mental and emotional bandwidth. And there's the identity cost. As long as you are corded to who you used to be, you can't fully become who you're meant to be. The old version of you has hooks in your field, preventing the complete transformation. You're trying to step into a new timeline while dragging the old one behind you. These costs add up. They're not trivial. They're actually one of the main reasons manifestation gets slow or stuck for people. Not because they're doing the techniques wrong, but because so much of their energy is tied up in old attachments that can't generate the creative power they need. Cutting these cords isn't just about feeling better, though you will feel better. It's about reclaiming your creative power, gathering your scattered energy, becoming potent again. Before we go further, there's something important to address. Some part of you might be resisting this. Some part of you might be saying, I can't cut that cord. I owe them. I'd be abandoning them. It would be selfish. It would be cruel. Let's untangle this. Cutting an energetic cord does not mean cutting a person out of your life. You can maintain a relationship with someone while releasing the unhealthy energetic attachment. In fact, the relationship often improves when the draining cord is cut, because you can finally relate to them from wholeness instead of depletion. Cutting a cord does not mean the love wasn't real. You can honor what was, deeply, genuinely honor it, and still release the attachment. Love and attachment are different things. Love can remain after the cord is cut. What leaves is the drain, the pull, the unhealthy binding. Cutting a cord does not mean you're abandoning anyone. Your continued energetic depletion doesn't actually help the other person. Staying drained doesn't heal them. Your exhaustion isn't a gift to anyone. In fact, you can be of far greater service to others when you're operating from a full tank. You have permission to release. You have permission to call your energy back from wherever you left it scattered. You have permission to become whole again. This isn't selfish, it's necessary. You can't create your best life from a depleted state. You can't step into your next level while your energy is scattered across old timelines. You can't hold a new frequency while corded to the old one. Whatever guilt or obligation is keeping those cords active, release that too. Those feelings were installed by a culture that doesn't understand energy, that doesn't know how creation works, that confuses sacrifice with love. You know better now, and knowing better, you can choose differently. The most powerful cords are usually to other people. Think about who comes to mind when you imagine energy draining from your field. Who do you think about more than you want to? Who still has a grip on your emotions even though they're no longer central to your life? Who can throw all of your entire day with a single text, a single memory, a single thought? These are your strongest cords. Maybe it's an ex, someone you loved deeply, maybe still love in some way. The relationship ended, but the cord didn't. You still feel them in your field, still think about them, still energetically entangled even though you physically moved on. Maybe it's a family member, someone you can't just walk away from because they're blood, but the dynamic is unhealthy. They drain you, they trigger you. Every interaction costs you more than it gives. Maybe it's a friend who became toxic, someone you outgrew, someone who resents your growth, someone who takes and takes without giving. The friendship is over in practice, but the cord remains. Maybe it's someone who hurt you, and you're still attached to them through pain, through anger, through the need to understand why they did what they did. The hurt created a cord as strong as any love. Maybe it's someone you hurt, and the guilt has created a cord that keeps you tethered, keeps you punishing yourself, keeps you unable to move forward. Whoever it is, and there might be multiple people, these cords are ready to be cut. Cutting the cord doesn't erase the history. It doesn't pretend the relationship didn't happen. It simply ends the ongoing energetic exchange that no longer serves either of you. In many cases, cutting the cord is the most loving thing you can do for yourself and for them. It frees both parties. It allows both people to reclaim their energy. It creates the space for something new and healthier to eventually emerge, if that's meant to be. We'll do the actual cutting soon. For now, just let these people come to mind. Let yourself become aware of the cords that are ready to be released. You can be corded to places just as strongly as to people. Places hold energy. They record what happened in them. And when something significant happened to you in a location, a cord forms between your field and that place. Maybe it's a house you used to live in, a childhood home where formative events occurred, a first apartment, a house where a relationship happened. You don't live there anymore, but part of you still does energetically. Maybe it's a city, somewhere you had a whole life that's now over. You moved on, started fresh, but a thread of your energy stayed behind, still walking those streets, still living that old life in some dimension. Maybe it's a workplace, a job that was particularly significant for good or bad, a place where you grew or a place where you suffered. The building itself might still have hooks in your field. Maybe it's somewhere you experienced trauma, a location where something happened that marked you. Your nervous system is still partially there, still braced against what occurred, still not fully convinced it's safe to leave. These place attachments are real, and they're often overlooked. People focus on releasing connections to other humans, but the cords to places can be just as significant. You might notice it when you think about certain places and feel a pull, when you drive past an old location and something stirs in you, when you dream about places you haven't been in years and wake up feeling strange. Those are signs of active cords. Cutting cords to places allows you to fully arrive in the present, to stop leaking energy into old locations, to gather all of yourself here now, in this life you're living and creating. Let the places come to mind, the locations that still have a hold on you, the settings where parts of you still linger. We're going to call all of that energy home. One of the most important cords is the cord to who you used to be. You're not the same person you were 5 years ago or 10 years ago or 20. You've grown, you've changed, you've evolved, you've shifted, and yet energetically, you might still be tethered to older versions of yourself. The version of you who was in that relationship, the version of you who had that job, the version of you who believed those limiting things, the version of you who was hurt, afraid, small, and lost. That version did their best. They navigated the circumstances they were in. They survived what they needed to survive, and now they're done. Their time has passed. But if you're still corded to them, part of you is still living their life, still making their choices, still operating from their frequency, still creating from their level of consciousness. This is why people sometimes feel stuck, even when they've done so much inner work, they've grown. They haven't fully cut the cord to the old self. So they're being pulled backward, prevented from fully occupying their new identity. The past self isn't bad. They're not wrong, but they're not you anymore. And staying attached to them means you can't fully be who you've become. Think about the versions of yourself you're ready to release. The victim version, if that was ever you. The anxious version, the unworthy version, the version who settled, who played small, who didn't believe they could have what they wanted. The version who was defined by a role that no longer is yours. The spouse, when that marriage is over. The employee, when that job is done. The child, when you're now the adult. The version attached to old dreams that are no longer your dreams. Goals that belong to a younger you. Ambitions that don't fit who you've become. Cutting the cord to past selves is an act of completion. You thank them. You honor them. You acknowledge that they were necessary steps on the path. and then you let them go so you can fully inhabit the version of you that's here now. You can also be corded to things that never happened, dreams that didn't work out, outcomes you expected that never materialized, the life you thought you'd have by now, the version of reality you were attached to that really didn't deliver. When you really wanted something and it didn't happen, a cord can form to that unlived possibility. You keep part of yourself there in that parallel timeline where things went differently, grieving what wasn't, unable to fully accept what is. This is different from consciously choosing a new timeline, which is creative work. This is unconsciously staying attached to an old, hoped-for timeline, which is a drain. Maybe it's a career path that didn't pan out. Maybe it's a relationship you thought was going to last. Maybe it's children you thought you'd have, or a place you thought you'd be living, or a life circumstance that never came together. The attachment to what didn't happen can be as draining as attachment to what did, because you're putting energy into a phantom. You're feeding something that doesn't exist. You're corded to a ghost reality. You can also be corded to ongoing situations, even positive ones, in an unhealthy way, attached to a job you love, but in a way that would devastate you if it ended, attached to a current relationship in a way that's desperate rather than appreciative, corded to current good things with fear rather than gratitude. These cords need releasing too, not because the situations are bad, but because the attachment is. You can enjoy and appreciate what you have without being neurotically corded to it. You can value what's in your life without your worth depending on it. Let yourself notice if there are outcomes realized or unrealized that you're unhealthily attached to, situations you're gripping rather than flowing with. These cords are ready for release too. So let's do the work. You've identified cords to people, places, past selves, and situations. You've given yourself permission to release. You understand that this is not about rejection, it's about reclamation. Now we cut. Picture yourself standing in a circle of light. This light is protective, supported, held by whatever higher power or universal intelligence you connect with. You are safe here. You are held here. What happens in this circle is sacred and final. Now become aware of the cords extending from your field. You might see them or feel them, threads of energy running from your body, from your heart, your gut, your head, outward to people, places, and things you've been attached to. Some of these cords might look healthy, bright, flowing, mutual. Those aren't the ones we're cutting. Those can stay. Others look different. They might appear dark, tangled, one-directional. They might feel heavy, draining, stuck. These are the ones we're ready to release. In your hand, imagine a cutting tool. It might be a sword of light, a pair of golden scissors, a flame that burns clean. Whatever appears for you is right. This tool has the power to sever any cord, no matter how old or strong. Start with the cord that feels most ready, the one that's calling for release most strongly. Find where it connects to your body. Feel the pull of it one last time and cut. With your cutting tool, sever the cord completely. Watch as the part attached to you falls away. Watch as the thread retracts back to wherever it came from. Feel the immediate lightness where there was once a pull. The space where the cord was attached now fills with golden light, healing light, sealing light. That point of entry is closed now. Nothing can reattach without your conscious permission. Move to the next cord, the next person, place, or past self that's ready for a release. Honor them before you cut. Thank them for whatever they gave you, even if it was difficult lessons. Acknowledge the connection that was, and then with compassion and finally sever the cord. Cut, release, and seal with light. Continue through all the cords that are ready. Some might be quick, one clean cut. Others might require more attention, more ceremony, more honor before the release. Take whatever time is needed for each one. If you have to pause it, go ahead. If you come to a cord that isn't ready to be cut, leave it for now. You might not be ready. The timing might not be right. Trust your system to know what can release today and what needs more time. Keep cutting until you feel complete, until the major draining connections have been severed. until your field feels clear, lighter, more yours. The cords are cut. But that's only half the work. When you were corded to all those people, places, and past selves, parts of your energy were out there with them. Your energy was scattered across old connections, timelines, and old versions of reality. Now we call that energy home. Imagine sending out a call, a signal, a summoning. You're calling back every fragment of yourself that got left behind, every piece of your energy that got stuck somewhere along the way, every part of your life force that leaked out through those old cords. Say this with me. I call my energy back from every person who no longer serves my highest good. Say that to yourself. Mean it. Feel the energy respond. Say this with me. I call my energy back from every place I've left it. From old homes, old cities, old jobs, old rooms where old things happened. It all comes back now. Say this with me. I call my energy back from every past version of myself. From the child, from the teenager, from the young adult, from every version that existed before this moment, the energy that was powering those old identities returns to you now. Say this with me. I call my energy back from every outcome I was attached to that didn't happen. From the phantom timelines, from the unlived possibilities that weren't meant for you, from the dreams that were meant to remain dreams. All that energy comes home. Feel it returning, streams of light, streams of life force, flowing back to you from all directions. All the scattered pieces coming home, all the fragmented parts reuniting, all the leaked energy returning. It enters your body and fills you up. Feel yourself becoming more solid, more present, more here. You're not scattered across time and space anymore. You're gathered, you're whole, you're concentrated. This is your full creative power. This is what you have to work with when you're not leaking energy in 100 directions. This is you, complete. Where the cords were attached, there are now open spaces in your energy field. These need healing and sealing. Otherwise, old cords try to reattach, or new draining connections could hook in at these vulnerable points. Imagine a healing light, golden, warm, intelligent, moving through your entire field. It knows exactly where the cords were attached. It goes to each point automatically. At the heart, where cords of love and pain were connected, the light heals that space, seals it, makes it whole. Your heart is no longer an open port that anyone can plug into. It's healed, completed, and protected. At the solar plexus, where cords of power and control were connected, where people tried to dominate you or you tried to control them, the light heals that space. Your power center is yours again, no longer leaking, no longer accessible to those who would drain it. At the lower belly, where cords of survival and security were connected, where fear had you attached to things you thought you needed to survive, the light heals that space. You're grounded in your own security now, not dependent on external cords for stability. At the head, where cords of thought and worry were connected, where you couldn't stop thinking about certain people or situations, the light heals that space. Your mind is your own again. Your thoughts are your own again. Everywhere a cord was attached, the light heals and seals. Feel it working through your entire field, taking its time, being thorough, missing nothing. When the healing is complete, your field is whole. There are no open ports, no vulnerable points, no easy access for draining connections. You're sealed in your own light, contained in your own power, whole in yourself. You've cut the cords, you've called your energy home, you've healed the attachment points. Now you have space that used to be filled with draining connections, space that used to be occupied by old attachments. What do you want to fill it with? This is the creative part, the part where cord cutting becomes a fuel for manifestation. All this reclaimed energy and open space can now be directed toward what you're creating. Imagine the frequency of your desired reality, the version of yourself you're becoming, the timeline you're stepping into. Let that frequency fill the spaces where the old cords used to be. Where there was attachment to the past, there's now alignment with the future. Where there was drainage, there's now creative power. Where there was scattering, there's now focus. Fill yourself with the energy of what you're calling in. Abundance, if that's your focus. Love, if that's what you need. Freedom, purpose, joy. Whatever the new chapter holds, let that energy occupy the space that was freed up. Feel yourself becoming more solid in your new identity, more anchored in your new reality, more present to what is and what's coming instead of what was. This is the gift of cord cutting. All the scattered energy now gathering and redirected, all that leaked power now available for creation. All that wasted attention now focused on what matters. You're not just lighter because you released the old. You're more powerful because you now have more to work with. The energy that was maintaining those old connections is now available for building new realities. The cords are cut. But life continues. You'll keep meeting people, keep having experiences, new connections will form and new cords will form. The question is, how do you keep from forming new draining cords? The answer is just awareness. Now that you understand how cords work, you can notice when you're starting to form an unhealthy attachment. You can feel the pull of a potential cord before it becomes entrenched. When you meet someone new and feel yourself getting attached in an anxious, desperate, or obsessive way, that's a cord forming. You can choose differently. You can enjoy the connection without the energetic enmeshment. When something happens and you feel yourself not able to let it go, replaying it endlessly, giving it more energy than it deserves, that's a cord forming. You can release it before it solidifies. When you realize you're giving away your power to a person or situation, letting something external determine your inner state, that's a cord forming. You can reclaim your center. You can also practice daily energy hygiene. Just like your shower to clean your physical body, you can cleanse your energy field regularly. A simple practice of sealing your field each morning, reclaiming your energy each evening. Imagine your energy field surrounded by a protective membrane. It lets in what nourishes you, love, support, connection. It keeps out what drains you, manipulation, negativity, unhealthy attachment. You get to decide what has access. This is your sovereignty. Your field is yours. Your energy is yours. No one gets to cord to you without your consent. No one gets to drain you unless you allow it. Moving forward, you're more conscious about your connections. You form bonds, but healthy ones. You attach, but consciously. You give energy, but in ways that are reciprocal and life-giving. You're different now than when we started. You're no longer the person weighted down by 100 invisible threads. You're no longer leaking energy in all directions. You're no longer tethered to who you used to be. You are someone who is whole in yourself. Your energy is gathered, your power is concentrated, your attention is focused. You're not scattered across old relationships and old timelines. You're here, all of you, present and available for what's next. You are someone who is whole in yourself. Your energy is gathered, your power is concentrated. Your attention is focused. You're not scattered across old relationships and old timelines. You're here, all of you, present and available for what's next. You are someone who chooses your connections consciously. You connect with people deeply and genuinely, but you do it with awareness. You know the difference between healthy bonding and draining attachment. You can love without losing yourself. You can relate without giving yourself away. You are someone who releases what's complete. When a chapter ends, you let it end. When a relationship runs its course, you release it with grace. When a version of yourself is outgrown, you thank it and let it go. You don't drag the past into the present. You don't carry what no longer is yours to carry. You are someone who protects their energy. You understand that your energy is your creative power. It's the fuel for your manifestations, the frequency for your creations. You don't waste it on draining connections. You don't leak it through old attachments. You steward it wisely. This is your new identity. The cord-free creator, the whole self, the one who is fully present, fully available, fully powerful. Step into it now. Own it. Live from it. The cords are cut. The energy is reclaimed. The attachment points are healed, and you are whole. It's not a one-time thing. Cord cutting is a practice you can return to whenever you feel yourself getting tangled again. Whenever you notice energy leaking, whenever old attachments try to reform or new ones try to take root. But right now, in this moment, you're clearer than you've been in a long time. You're more gathered, more here, more you. In the coming days, you might notice things shifting, relationships reorganizing. Some might fall away entirely, others might improve because you're no longer relating from depletion. Old patterns might come up one last time as they leave your system. Let it all happen. It's the completion of what we started here. You might also notice you have more energy, more creative power, more ability to focus on what you're creating. That's the reclaimed energy. That's what was locked up in those old attachments, now available for building your new reality. Use it well. Take this new, whole, gathered version of yourself and direct it toward what matters most. Take this concentrated power and fuel your manifestations. Take this clear, protected field and hold the frequency of what you're creating. The past is released. The energy is home. The way forward is clear, and you are free. Before we go, I'd like to invite you to join the Reality Revolution community. This is a wonderful place where you can find exclusive content and you can take these teachings to another level. If you are not manifesting what you want, come to our group and let us help you. You can find it at school.com, spelled skool.com/Reality Revolution. We have a couple of tickets still available for our event in Newark, New Jersey. Get them while they're still available. You can get them at www.brianscotlive.com/February-2026. Sending all my love and all my light to everyone listening, and welcome to the Reality Revolution. You felt it. That pull, like you're supposed to be somewhere else. Someone else. Like there's a version of your life that's already happening and you're just watching it from the wrong side of the glass. What if that version isn't somewhere else? What if it's right here, waiting for you to step into it? Not through years of work, not through more information, through a single moment of actual shift. Three days, one room. Everything changes. The East Coast finally has a door, and it's opening on February 27th. The question isn't whether you're ready, it's whether you'll answer.